An undercover CEO steps into his store, witnesses a black cashier in tears, and overhears words no leader should ever tolerate. She's lucky we let her keep this job. That voice, dripping with arrogance, that mocking chuckle. The breakroom door was slightly ajar, just enough to let the venom slip through. What Marcus overheard next turned his stomach. You know how they are. Let her cry. He wasn't a new hire. He was the CEO. This was his company. In that instant, everything shifted. This is the tale of a single tear that revealed the decay lurking beneath the surface. Welcome, story enthusiasts. Where are you tuning in from? Smash that like button and share your city in the comments. We'd love to see how far this story reaches. Marcus Johnson was renowned for leading one of the state's top grocery chains. Unlike most executives, he believed in hands-on leadership. Once a month, he'd don a disguise as a trainee and slip into one of his stores. On this day, he chose Store 47, a quiet location in a diverse neighborhood he rarely visited. Dressed in an apron with a fake name tag, Marcus punched in, blending seamlessly with the staff. The store hummed with routine. Customers came and went, employees worked steadily. Among them was Latoya, a black single mother at the register. Her smile was warm, but her eyes held a weary, cautious edge. Marcus, ever observant, took note. By midday, he saw the smiles around her grow strained. Whispers, sideways glances, a manager's stare that lingered too long. Something was wrong. From the boardroom, he'd missed it. But now, just steps away, he felt the tension mounting. Latoya's shift started like any other. Smile, scan, thank you, repeat. But today, the smiles she received were colder. The manager, Brian, loomed over her lane like a vulture, critiquing her every move. Her drawer was too slow. Her greeting wasn't polished enough. By mid-morning, he'd written her up twice, once for being too friendly with an elderly black customer, and again for using the store phone to check on her son, an unauthorized call. Marcus, pretending to arrange loaves in the bakery section, overheard it all. Latoya apologized each time, her head bowed, her voice steady. But the customers weren't the ones complaining, only Brian. Later, a white coworker strolled in 15 minutes late. Brian greeted her with a grin and a donut. No reprimand, no write-up. Then things took a darker turn. During Latoya's lunch break, she retreated to the break room. Through the slightly open door, Marcus caught muffled voices, Brian and another supervisor. She's lucky we let her keep this job. You know how they get. Always playing the victim. Let her cry. Maybe she'll quit. Marcus's heart sank. A knot tightened in his throat as he glanced inside. Latoya sat alone, wiping silent tears from her face. His fists clenched. This wasn't just poor management. This was racism. Casual, cruel, and deeply rooted. He knew what had to be done. Marcus stepped into the break room, shedding his disguise. The name tag hit the floor. Silence fell like a hammer. I heard every word, he said, his voice calm but icy. Brian's face went pale. The supervisor fumbled for words. Latoya looked up, confusion giving way to shock. You think your title gives you the right to degrade someone just trying to get by? Marcus's words sliced through the room. You mocked her tears. You dismissed her humanity. Not in my company. Brian tried to justify himself, but Marcus cut him off with a raised hand. You're finished. Latoya sat frozen, unsure if this was justice or another fleeting hope destined to crumble. But this was no mere warning. It was a reckoning. Dear viewers, if you're gripped by this story, hit that like button. It makes a difference. Brian was fired that day. The supervisor faced suspension pending a deeper investigation. But Marcus didn't stop there. He launched a company-wide audit to confront racial bias and introduced an anonymous reporting system. Latoya was offered a promotion, not out of pity, but because her record was impeccable and her resilience undeniable. For the first time in years, she walked into work with her head held high. Marcus knew he couldn't erase every wrong overnight, but he also knew silence equaled complicity. Racism doesn't always wear a hood. Sometimes it hides behind a name tag, cloaked in policies. This story isn't just about one cashier, it's about every cashier. It's about every unnoticed injustice quietly endured. How many Latoyas are out there right now, crying behind closed breakroom doors? Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more compelling stories and fresh content. Stay well.